One of my favourite games growing up as a teenager was Dungeon Keeper, a game where you played the bad guys and killed all those little charming goody goodies. It was something new back in the early 90s with this concept, having always playing the good guys beforehand, at least from what I can recall. War for the Overworld is the third installment to what should have been the best trilogy in the gaming genre of the 90s and early 2000s. However, Bullfrog was sold to EA, who then took all of our childhood memories, locked them away in a dark cupboard to forget about until recently, when EA rebooted Dungeon Keeper on mobile. Why they bothered? I don't know. Dicks. And Syndicate, which, again, fell pretty much on its face. Enter Subterranean Games, who back in November 2012 decided to give us the game we always wanted, but can never have. A spiritual successor to one of the best franchises I remember from my early teens. When I first backed this game in 2012 and got access to the Bedrock beta, the game was simple. Animations were pretty much non-existent, but I could hollow out Earth and build rooms, which made me really miss the good old days of Dungeon Keeper. This felt right. At last someone was going to do something that should have been done 15 years ago. We fast forward a bit now to patch 1.4, which has an expansion set based around it, and since the early days, the game has come a very long way. Tooltips are all in now. There's even a help button, which you can use to find more information about, well, whatever you want to find more information about within the game. The game, however, still does have problems. One of the more recent ones I found was a pathing issue for a set of imps. On a very later map in the expansion, I had 15 workers in a very large dungeon, all high level. I had to rally my troops to destroy a large bunch of so-called heroes, so I was concentrating on that. When I had finished the battle, I went to check my imps, and I noticed I had 4 left. I clicked on one to see what had happened, and noticed all 4 of the remaining imps running into a wall with lava underneath them. I'm guessing the other 11 died while running into that wall, and they burnt to death. Needless to say, I was not very impressed. These were high level imps, took ages to get to that level, and I had lost them all. It seems Subterranean Games are still backing this game, as content is still flowing now. 1.5 is currently in the works, it's probably due out soon, and there's also content beyond that which they have planned. Despite a few bugs still present in the game which should really have been squashed by now, the game itself is still very much fun. Some of the maps where you're forced to be quick and rush can be annoying, however. 2 maps back to back late in the campaign really come to mind, and they were not fun. They were just really irritating. The campaign, though, overall has been fun, and the expansion is definitely an improvement. However, it's a little short with only 4 maps. I would have hoped for more, but either way, they were still enjoyable. Would I recommend this game to others? In its current state? Yeah, I would. If I was asked back in 1.1, however, I would have just simply said no. The game is an enjoyable RTS, with quite a lot of content now. Far more than from what I can remember, actually. Back in 1.1, I seem to remember skirmishes and multiplayer being pretty dead. The skirmish maps were nearly non-existent. You could only do 1v1. At least now you can have the 4-player battles, which makes things a lot more interesting. Sadly, however, multiplayer seems rather dead. Every time I've tried to search for a game, I've found none being hosted. I've also tried to host myself, and I've had no one join me, and I kept that lobby open for maybe 10 minutes. It's a little bit disappointing. Right now you can pick up the game on Steam for £23 for the base game, then £5.49 for the expansion set. Sadly, I can't recommend that with the current price tag. There's just too many bugs there that really do break the game at times. And I really do want to love this game. You know, it's nostalgia for me. It's back to the old days of Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, which I played just to death. It was ridiculous, really. However, I think if you found this in a sale, definitely pick it up. It's worth looking at. War for the Overworld still has a lot of potential, and I hope it gets some more attention, despite the issues it has, it is still a great game. And they have my take so far on War for the Overworld. Have any thoughts about the game, or found something in there that made you want to rip someone's head off? Or a moment that made you laugh? Sound off in the comments below and let's hear about them. Give us a like, share or subscribe if you found this video useful. The dislike button is, also there too if you really need to tap that one. I've been Wolf, and I'll see you again soon.